Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Monday's edition of Paranormal Question of the Day. We'll be right back right after a short intro. And we are back. So, hopefully everybody's had a great Monday, and I'm glad it's finally fucking over almost. I hate Mondays. So, and tonight we have an awesome guest with us. We have Mr. Bill Davis. How you doing, sir?
Good, sir. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. I was excited about today's interview, and because I've seen a lot of stuff you do on Facebook and places that you go, and all the paracons that you attend and stuff. So it's a lot of fun watching that stuff, and I'm sure it's a lot of fun being at those things.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy watching your stuff and a lot of other people's stuff too.
I like to, when I pull your stuff up, I like to, check out what you do and how differently you go about things, and I think that's a lot of fun to learn and stuff like that. So, hey, Fireball, how you doing?
That's the Wisconsin girl.
Aha, there
My
she
girl.
is. Well, you ain't gonna like Wisconsin this week.
You gotta go.
Hi, Petty, how you doing? Just letting a few people pile in here. Hey, Josh, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Nice to see you here. So, I guess we'll hit you with the first question, which is the hardest question, probably. So, who is Bill Davis?
Oh, my real name?
Amy.
Uh, uh, man, I don't know. I've been doing a lot of. Well, I've been investigating since we were kids. We always had I had a Super 8 camera that I'd go out and
Hey, Scott.
do these films, and if I didn't have that, I had some kind of recorder, like it was like a little reel-to-reel little portable thing that my brother had that he wasn't using, so I stole it. This was back in Jersey, and you could steal shit in Jersey, without getting in trouble back then. Yeah, we always do stupid skits or whatever, and you always hear weird shit on there. It's like, what is that? We never really figured out what those anomalies were until like later on. We're always like chasing ghosts. It's always into the macabre stuff. There was a funeral home across the street from our old house, and we used to go and we'd play football on the side of the parking lot was all gravel. We'd play tackle in that crap.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, it was bad. But then in the evening, when the cars would leave and the mortician would leave, and we'd go and look in the windows in the basement. But there were bushes behind this side was parking lot, and the other side was like the bushes that we'd go in there and look in the windows and look at the embalming table and all that, and we'd see like shadow moving back and forth, and we'd hear noises, and we know the guys were gone.
Right.
So it was just weird. We'd always into that stuff.
That's the kind of thing. It's when we're young like that, you're always your mind's constantly moving.
We had Ouija boards, we had all that. But the boards were cool. I mean, we used them for girls, really, to tell you the truth, because you put your knees together and you put the board on your lap and you touch hands and stuff. Kind of an icebreaker for the girls.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah. If you want to go out with me, you're gonna have to be willing to get possessed over it,
That's funny. That's funny. So, what was your very first paranormal experience? At what age?
Man, I remember being real young in Jersey. We had this house on a farm, and my sisters always say, "Oh, don't go in this room. The ghost is in there," or something like that. We just thought they were crap. But I was a kind of a rough kid, and always getting in trouble, and we were getting tied to a chair. Yeah. My parents are gone, so I
Where's
can
this
tell
gonna
the
end
story.
up?
Yeah, get tied to a chair, and you're sitting there in the kitchen, and there ain't nobody around, and the cupboards would open, and dishes would fall out, all kinds of weird crap. It's golly, man. I broke out.
Poltergeist experience there.
Yeah, I broke out of it. I don't know if it was me causing that because I was like angry.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I would like to go back and investigate that house, but things like that would happen.
That's interesting. So again, what really got you into the paranormal field to start? I mean, like, actually got you hooked.
I guess, man, I'm probably watching the TV shows because I used to go out with my daughter and we'd go to graveyards, and I didn't know there was actual places you could to go. You
Hmm.
know, we just mainly go to graveyards or things like that, and we'd investigate. But I guess the Facebook really, I guess, got it really started when I noticed, in 2010, I guess, that there's a lot of weirdos out there like me. Um, so, and I've always been into cameras and audio, so I'm like, well, this is right up my alley. Go there and film it and go over the evidence and things like that. But I guess it was the networking really that got me really getting into it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember me and my wife. She had her haunted apartment she had, but it was Ghost Hunters that really got us connected. You know, back in '04, I believe, is when they first started.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's like,
I don't
wow.
watch the other one. So
I watch them all, man. Anything I can get my hands on, I watch them. It's entertainment to me. It
is
makes
it
me
more for the
laugh.
locations?
The locations, and I like to see the cameras they're using.
Hmm.
That's why I like Ghost Adventures back in the day because they actually used cameras. They were actually the filmers. Um,
Okay, like the Panasonic ones that they
yeah,
use.
shit was affordable then too. So
Right.
now just look at the audio and how they had everything rigged up. So I mean, they mainly watched it for that, but it was into entertainment. It made me laugh.
Yeah, they still do a little bit, and then it's just like, okay, move on to the next show.
Yeah, I don't take it seriously at all.
No, that's two different things. The shows and when you're actually doing it, it's two different things.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I'd like to see a show that they actually showed us doing the full 8 hours of what we do. That'd be interesting.
Well,
A whole lot of looking at the wall, but
I just got back from that vacation, so I got like over 300 something gigs. Good to you.
it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. Indiana
That's
State Sanatorium, Octagon Hall, and um, man, I already lost my train of thought here. Oh, where did
it
we go?
happens.
Man, it was like 4 days. It was just like bang, bang, bang. The Harriman Hospital. That's what it
Okay.
was. Yeah. Really nice people in all three locations. I mean, almost like family. Really nice people.
So, do you like doing sanatoriums, or do you like to do hospitals? What is kind of like your favorite like environment for you for filming wise?
Oh man, somewhere where they got good cell service, because we do the lives a lot, so it's like we bring a lot of people with us.
Right.
Jesse from the Brooksville Pit, he's great, and he's got tons of followers, and they're just so loyal, and they love to go, and some of them are older and can't get out, so it's
Hmm.
kind of nice to bring them along.
Oh,
I'm
I
not
hear
really
you.
out to prove anything, since shit, they've been
Oh,
trying that since like the biblical times.
right. I mean, yeah, you go to a location, you're either going to get something or you don't. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the price we pay to go to these locations. I mean, you know, if we're not getting something, we're going to have fun at the location. That's for damn sure.
right. We're gonna eat terrible things and have bad gas all night. That's
Yeah, right. Doing an EVP session here in the fart. Oh, tag, that was a fart, or
yeah,
tag, that was my stomach.
yeah. You really should tag them.
It starts sounding like anomalies from somewhere else.
Yeah, usually somebody else tags it though when they walk through a hallway. They're like, "Oh, what the hell?"
Walk into a brick wall.
This fog engulfed me.
And would that be bad? It's like, because you know, you got the FLIR cameras. And I was always making jokes, because I have one, and it's like I make jokes when people are on live. It's like, wouldn't that be funny if someone let off a fart in front of the FLIR camera and I catch this mist?
That would be pretty cool. I think pretty much it only does surface.
Yeah, yeah, it just does surface and stuff. But I was like, that'd be kind of funny if they caught that on a show or something.
I think Saturday Night Live just did that. I was watching the skit where they did that. They kept playing it over and over again. Smart. Did you hear that?
Right.
Play it again. And the guy that did it's like, oh man, you really don't have to listen to it again. He wouldn't come clean, you know.
Right. Right. Oh, that's funny. Well, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, sometimes we tag them.
Right.
You
Right.
know.
Yeah, whenever I'm in an investigation, I have to tag whatever it is. If it's me, if it's somebody else, that way we always know what's going on and stuff. And yes, we do eat gassy foods like chili and all that stuff.
I know we shouldn't.
We really shouldn't.
We're usually such in a hurry, you know. By the time you get all the equipment hooked up, and geez, so much shit,
Right?
audio and everything, and you can't let it interfere with any of the instruments. You know, it's you don't have time to really, just order a pizza or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, Saturday we were at 3 different locations, like I mentioned earlier before we started the show, and I was like, well, it's gonna be like 4:30. I says, let's go grab supper real quick because we got like 4 more hours of investigating time. So, let's go ahead and go eat a little bit. And actually, that one didn't do so bad for me. So, but a lot of times I'd like to take time outs and take breaks and kind of have to, the food is your energy to help you keep going and stuff. So,
right.
because if you get too weak, then the spirit's going to attack you too easily. So, so what was your very first paranormal investigation that you did, if you can remember that far back?
Yeah, I'm kind of old. I mean, I'm thinking just graveyards because the only place I really knew to go.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really investigating much in my own house.
Mm-hmm.
Still trying not to do that till this day.
Well, yeah, that's number one rule. You're not supposed to,
I mean, my buddies will come over and they'll spend the night or whatever because we're on an investigation or doing something. They'll say, "Oh yeah, I heard somebody say, a name John in my ear." So I started looking and I look up the records and yeah, there was a guy named John that lived here that died. So it's weird. Some guys just have a knack of picking that stuff up.
Right, right. So, can you actually see spirits, or do you hear spirits?
I only saw one that I think I saw at the Chiefland Theater here, which is like a really good place. We loved investigating there. And my camera had died. For some reason, this one room in this back room, this GoPro died like 3 times, and it was like all different problems, It was weird. So the thing died on me. Even my deadlight was going crazy, and that never happens, Them
Right.
Friggin' rocks. I don't know, I guess maybe it just drained the batteries or something. But the camera was out, so I'm sitting there dicking around with that, and then I see like this apparition of this little girl like in the corner. And there's a mirror over here. So, I immediately looked at the mirror to see if I could see her reflection because she was like in front of it.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't, it was nothing there. And then when I looked back, she was gone. It was weird. It happened that fast.
Penny was pointing out that my doll in the back of the room has got her hand up.
Oh yeah.
For a question.
I've got a question.
Usually a lot of times I'll have like a piece of gear in her hand and just like have it right here next to me because Taryn hates her.
I got the heads. I got the doll heads. I'll blow them up every once in a while. I need to start doing that again.
Everybody asks me, well, how dolls and how do you feel about dolls? I say punt as far as you
That's
can
right.
punt them.
Blow them up.
And here now I got one sitting in the back because I got that one from Cat Armstrong from Paranormal Exposures and stuff.
Well, if they're
So
gifts, yeah, that's not much you can do with it. Yeah.
yeah, I got to treat them nice. She's missing some hair, so I did not pull the hair. It was already pulled out.
Have you seen those long gone dolls? That's what they
Ah,
do.
there must be.
They take a doll and they just horrify it. You know.
Right, right.
Yeah,
And then he got some that make those creepy noises and stuff like that. And I don't know. It's
I
just
got them
something
too.
about dolls I just don't care for. Yeah,
I got
yeah. See, Scott says hi, Felix, because I named her Felix.
Felix. No wonder she's pulling her hair out.
Right?
I got those ventriloquist dolls.
Oh, those things are
They used to scare me as
those.
a kid. Now I got like
Yeah.
freaking 5 of them.
Well, they got that movie called Dead Silence out there. You ever watch that one?
No, I won't watch it. They're sitting up there on the shelf. There's one like huge ventriloquist, real professional doll, and then there's like the Danny O'Days and
Hmm.
Jerry Mahoney's and the Knuckleheads and Howdy Doodies. I
Right.
started out with one, and now I have 5. But that's Fireball's fault, really. She bought like
It's all
4
your
of them.
fault.
Yeah, Fireball's fault.
There's actually a Howdy Doody doll sitting in a doctor's office at the Washoe County Historical Museum. So I don't know. I try to get that thing to play with my plasma ball, but it hasn't done anything yet. So
Puzzle balls are cool. We were thinking about using one.
I'm gonna get something to touch it one of these days. I don't know when it's gonna happen. When I least expect it, probably when I have my head turned.
Right. Like me with the apparition.
Exactly.
John.
Now, speaking of apparitions, what would you do if you saw an apparition? Would you go and ask it questions?
Well, that's the only one I ever really saw.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but it was like a little girl, and it was really depressing. You know, it's like
Okay.
I didn't really care seeing that thing, but it could have been something in my eye. You know, you just don't know. I didn't
Right.
catch it on camera. Shit wasn't working. I don't know. It's weird, but I don't know. It might scare the crap out of me. Hell, we were in the sanitarium and a bat came out and I caught it because I got the deadlight. You know, this sucker here
Right.
caught that bat coming out. That scared the crap out of me, man. You
Oops.
hear noises, you're like, oh,
Those-
is anybody here? And this thing freaking dive bombs you.
What's that weird smell? Oh, sorry, I just
Yeah,
sharted.
yeah. And then I got caught in some wires. You can go on YouTube. I put those videos out. I'm walking around. It's in the middle of the night, like 3 in the morning or something, at the sanitarium, and this wire's hanging down, and it just gets caught in my deadlight hat, in my
Hmm.
headphones, and I thought that bat was in my hair, man.
You don't want rabies. That's the first for
No,
sure thing in a paranormal investigation.
like the
How was
scary.
that place?
It was great, man. I mean, so many places out there you can go to in the grounds, and um, like boiler rooms for the hospital where they crushed up the coal, and I'm just like really industrial looking. And then you had like the old mansions. It's crazy. I would recommend going if you can go.
I'll definitely have to take a look at my pocketbook next year.
Yeah, that was a long drive too, man.
Oh, I bet that's probably every bit, probably about 15, 16 hours for you.
Yeah, it was rough,
Yeah.
but it was worth it.
Yeah. I mean, Illinois is always hard to drive through sometimes. I don't know if did you skip out on Illinois and go around Illinois?
Yeah, I think we just went Indiana, and then I think Kentucky. Went to Kentucky to go
Okay.
to the Octagon Hall.
Oh, okay. My wife is from Kentucky.
Oh yeah,
Yep. Um, now I can't think of the place where she
Octagon Hall is
lived.
pretty cool. They had
Yeah.
an Envoy, that new Envoy thing that they're using.
Okay.
They had a really good session with the yes or no on that, which I did film it, and all this shit's going to come out later. I just got so much footage, we're going to try and go over and cut it up.
Mm-hmm. And actually, that ties into the next question: is what is your paranormal gear of choice?
Gear. I love this big ass. I just got this camera. It's a Panasonic HCX1, which
Okay.
it's a 1 inch CMOS sensor in it. With really good low light, but it's like this big. Yeah, it's huge camcorder, 4K. It's got night vision. Just hit the IR button. It's got one button. You just press it. If you set up your RTMP, you can just stream right from the camera. You don't need anything else.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
you just
pretty
hit the
cool.
button and boom, whatever. You right to your YouTube or Facebook. So um, that's that camera. I really liked it. It's great. And
Yeah, I definitely have to get in the camera game. Right now, I'm actually looking at the Phasm Cam.
um,
That's one off of Ghost Stop because I had
yeah,
the Phasm light. Um,
wonder how
I
much
actually like that light. What's that?
I wonder how much they are.
See, the Phasm cams are about 179.
Oh, that's
Uh,
that's the way to go.
yeah, and then it's like a GoPro in a way because it has night vision and all that built into it. Full spectrum, I believe, band is on there, and then you get the Phasm light that goes with it. That there's actually magnets on both of those things, so they magnetize right to each other.
Hmm.
That goes for 69.
That's not
So
bad.
no,
Josh has the little demons deadlights that work
okay,
pretty well, and I got the diffuser on them.
and that
They're
makes
pretty.
sense.
Yeah, they're amazing lights.
I heard a lot about Josh's deadlights. I believe he's in chat, so um,
Invite him on the show. He'd love to come on and talk about them.
oh yeah, most definitely. I'll have to get him on. A few friends of mine actually use his lights as well. I believe it's they're out of Michigan. I can't. Oh, I'm gonna get these so many names. There's so many paranormal teams out there that I forget what their names are, but
Yeah.
um, yeah,
And
they
I
use
watch
his
them all. I
lights.
just can't remember who they are. I don't even have cable anymore. I just watch paranormal shit. All the time.
Yeah, I got rid of my cable about 7 years ago.
Oh, nice.
So all I do is I watch IPTVs on off of the internet and the streaming services as well. But that's just how it goes sometimes. So what's all that Envoy? What is that all about? Actually,
I think it's got a couple different sensors in it. I think it does like EMF. It does temperature. Kind of like the old paranormal puck used to do. Um,
okay,
and you could set it up. They can tap it, um, and you can have like a yes or no questions with it. Um, it can
kind
have
of like
like
how you do with flashlights type deal.
yeah, like that.
Okay,
And it's got emojis where they can, it cycles through, and they can tap, and the spirits can pick whatever emoji they are feeling at the time or whatever.
that's
Um,
interesting.
yeah, um, a bunch of different modes you can do. It's got an alphabet where it'll go through, and you can speed it up or slow it down, and they can actually spell shit out.
Oh
It's pretty
wow.
cool. Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. I think we got that, and we got the laser grid.
Oh, the GS2.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the one I want too.
yep. I would recommend both of them. It just didn't show up good on my IR laser, so I wish they would have done something a little different with those. But
hmm Do you prefer like the green lid grids or the red grids? Because sometimes I think red grids are kind of hard to focus
yeah,
your eyes on.
well, I mean, it's really bright. It's really strong. Um, I don't think you'll be disappointed with it if you get it, but it just
hmm
doesn't. It's red, but it doesn't show up on the IR as well.
Yeah, I can believe that. I mean, that's just IRs are very finicky with things, and definitely understand that.
Yeah, so it's good to put a camera on it and watch it.
hmm
see if anything moves around. We had some interesting stuff happen with that.
Okay.
I think at the
And
center or
it
a
does
home.
show a shape, right? Right in that little box, at the display box, like a shape
Yeah.
going through.
Yep. So if something hits that beam out there, it'll show that little LED or whatever. It'll show it.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I wish there's a way that you can record that on the system, like hook it up to like another camera and
Well, SD
record
card
that.
would be nice or something. I don't think it has. Yeah, you'd have to put another camera on it. I think.
Hmm.
I'm not sure.
So let's see here. Okay. So what is like the most of everything you've done so far in the paranormal field? Like, what do you feel that you've done the most outside the box kind of experiment that you just thought that, let's just try this. It's different. No one's done it before.
That's blowing up doll heads and watching the smoke and see if it matrixes and anything. Or the neighbors get pissed off. So I just bought this house.
Ah,
I own it now, so I can blow shit up, right? That's funny. Yeah. Send me your haunted doll heads. I'll blow them up, and we'll see what happens. It's out of the box. Actually, I blew it up in a box. I had this big, thick piece of plexiglass in front. The last time I blew one up, it blew the whole damn thing apart. And I was like, I had the fiberglass.
wow. Hey, Charlotte.
That's what military veterans do, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Something wrong with this.
Okay, so Charlotte was wondering, do you share what you find? And if so, or if you do, I mean,
I
where
do.
do you share it?
I just don't share it with my family. No, I'm just kidding. That's my sister asking that.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's my sister. I'm like, what do you mean? She's not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I guess.
Well,
Oh, crap.
better get on that.
Hey,
Come on now, this is family, right?
go to Brooksville Paranormal Investigation Team.
Okay.
So, and there's a lot of stuff on there. And there's my channel. He never shared when he was little.
He just didn't want to display it. Some of us sometimes get wonder what our siblings would say to us if we share stuff like that.
That's right.
Like, you're a whack job. Maybe you need to go away for a while.
She's 4 years younger than me. Shaw, do you remember anything that happened in the houses in Jersey, or we're too young? They really did ask my family about it. Guess I should have.
My brothers still kind of look at me weird, like, do you really see stuff? Do you see stuff moving? Why, yes, I do.
Shadow figures.
Yeah,
I've
see
seen
shadow
that.
figures.
I've seen that. Yeah. But I
I
can't hear or see anything. I have no really any abilities. It has to be really strong for me to feel anything.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly stories. Well, that's what they are. That's what they call them, ghost stories.
Right. I Hey, Vet, how you doing?
Go to the YouTube channel. What?
Brookfield?
Brooksville Pit, PIT, Paranormal Investigation Team. You go to brooksvillepit.com, and then it'll take you to the website of Facebook and YouTube. And then there's mine, which is Chiefland Paranormal.
Okay.
I haven't got the other videos on the Brooksville yet. I'm trying to get them uploaded. I just got them on mine just to make sure they don't have any copyright strikes.
Yeah,
So
I
I
hate
put it
that.
on, Jesse's page, which is
Well,
yeah.
the Facebook's doing it now too with copyright strikes and shit.
This one I don't know. You're too young to remember this old TV show called Dark Shadows.
I've seen it.
Have you seen it?
Oh yes,
On-
my wife is into that Dark Shadow show.
Oh damn! Yeah, that's really cool. Well, I stole the music from it because they
Oh.
used the same music in the '60s over and over again. It's a soap opera was on every day. It's the same music, but I stole that, kind of shoved it in there. But they said they recognized it, and they said it was okay.
You know, it's kind of funny though. It's like a lot of my TikTok videos I do, I'll also turn around and put on YouTube for like the shorts and stuff
Right.
because that's like what YouTube is big on now is shorts.
Hmm.
And I'll leave the music that I use because you know TikTok uses a lot of those songs or whatever, but they use little snippets of it,
Hmm.
and you don't get any copyrights out of it, which
Yeah,
I don't
that's the best way
understand.
to go. They let you use it, right? It's like there to pick.
Yeah, it's there to
Yeah.
pick, and it's a snippet, and that's it. And you know, some of you get like 15, 20 seconds or 30 seconds with it, but still, it's like all of my regular videos, like some of them I did get copyright strikes on, but then it's like I do the shorts, and it's like, okay, I'm using this kind of music. It's not
It
royalty
don't make
free,
sense.
but they still let it use it.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense really.
No, it don't. And then you got the people on Facebook, when you do paranormal investigations, they want to take credit for what you do from other countries, and then they throw a copyright strike on you because they say it's their stuff.
Yeah, I've seen them steal other people's stuff. You know,
Man, it drives me nuts.
yeah, you see yourself in some other country under some other team. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like what the hell?
Yeah, I think I fought probably 4 or 5 of them right now. It's just like saying there's music, and then some are saying there's like music. Even CBS, something with CBS nailed me on one, and I'm like CBS, like I didn't even have nothing playing. I'm like, where do you get music out of this room when there's nothing playing? You know? Oh, that just drives me bonkers.
I'm a guitar player and I played in a band and we did cover songs and we did lives and we get flagged for that. I'm like,
Oh, I
really?
suppose.
Are we playing it that great? You know, I didn't think we were. Oh,
Um, well, yeah. In fact, I don't know if you saw what I was playing for your video on because I like to do it with my guests. I like to play music for TikToks and stuff, and I
mhm.
had the Who playing, so I figured you might like the Who.
Who's good?
Yes, they are.
Who's like the
Especially
who?
Roger Daltrey with that voice. Holy crap!
Yep, who's great.
So here's one for you. Now this is a question I really haven't asked yet anybody. I was determined to see if I was gonna, or I was conflicted if I was gonna ask this part of like just a random random paranormal question days on Friday I do for like an hour or so. But so when you go on a paranormal investigation, do you think that we should carry like the demonologist handbooks with us? Do you think that would be useful, or do you think they'll use that against us?
I don't think they'd use it against you.
I mean, if you don't know how to read it correctly, maybe sometimes if there's something that's misspoken.
Well, I mean, I,
Hey,
I think
Robert.
I think it's your intent, you know,
Right.
on what you're gonna do. And if you mess up, it doesn't have to be exactly the same way. Um, it's strange because I've been watching the Dark Shadows, and they covered all that stuff, you know, back in the old days. It's been covered so many times with the witchcraft and the, you know, and all that stuff and the ghosts and exorcisms and things. And you listen to them, and it's all pretty much basically the same, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think it's your intent. I don't think anything's going to hurt you anyway.
Right. Well, I mean,
If you
I
don't
mean,
let,
if they
you know.
scratch you, I just take it as if they're trying to get to know you. I mean, get your attention.
Yeah, I've
It's not
seen
always
guys get
evil.
scratched. I don't know why it makes it when shit like that happens. It makes me laugh. You know, when it happens to somebody else. You know, they get pushed downstairs. I guess it's not really funny, but you know, it's like that's what you're kind of looking for. You know,
Yeah.
but
I mean, I know when I was, like I said, the museum. So the curator is Lori, and so she would get pinched playing at the piano, and because she's just banging on it, playing it, and I says, okay, well, how about I just try to recreate that, you know? So I'm like, all right, I start banging on and pouncing on. I'm like, okay, so you know, do what you want, pinch me, punch me, whatever you do, you know. Next thing you know, I get
oh, you
punched in the
provoke her.
shoulder.
Yeah,
I
that's
was like,
important.
yeah, and it's because I was asking for it, but I was being tactful. I wasn't like provoking.
Punch me in the
Uh,
fucking face.
well, you don't know who would say that, But I was like, yeah, just like if you want to hit me, go ahead. That's fine. I wanted to have the same experience she had, but it said instead of pinch, it was gonna hit, and sure enough, it hit me in the shoulder, and I felt that sucker, and it wasn't just once; it was twice. And I said, okay, you made your point.
That's
I
right.
got what I wanted, but
Hilarious. And that's what Jesse at the where was that? Was it? I think it was a sanatorium in the nursing home part. I guess he got a hold of some angry nurse there, and he's like, "All right, we're gonna do things differently here. We're gonna start giving out meds, whatever you want. Just come up and give the meds." And that damn portal that they were using just blasted off, just like "fuck you" type thing. And then he got like punched in the back, and man, I lost it there too. I trying to film, and I'm just laughing. I'm like, man, he pissed that nurse off, you know.
yeah,
Then he's like, "Oh, I'm getting the spider web all over my face," you know. And I was like, well, "I've had that before, you know. That's some serious energy you're digging up there."
there's Taryn.
Hi,
Karen is
sorry.
here.
Sorry. Can you hear me
All right.
okay?
No excuses. No, just kidding.
Hello. Hi, Bill.
Hello. Good. How you doing?
How are you?
All right.
We're doing good, answering
How
some questions.
how things in Jersey?
Uh, really? It's Jersey.
I'm from Jersey.
I know. I am too. I always say, no offense to anybody. I hate the state, so I want out. I can't stand it.
Don't you like the New Jersey Devil?
I don't believe in the
Man,
New
that
Jersey. I don't believe in the Jersey Devil.
what?
I don't.
What?
Yeah, I don't.
One thing I do believe in.
I don't. I honestly think it was just it was so long ago. And back
All those
then,
stories. Oh man.
no, I don't
Well,
believe it.
you're younger.
I think it was a what do they call that when it's a myth that becomes like an even bigger story
Oh,
over.
like a
Urban
legend.
legend?
Yeah.
I think a woman had a child that was severely deformed, and back then they would hide them in the basement or they wouldn't let them out because they were embarrassed and that was okay. People thought
Tie
that
him to
was okay
chairs.
back in the day.
Taryn, did you just watch The Barbarian?
No, I did watch The Watcher though. I just
Oh, we finished that yesterday.
yeah.
That's fucked up.
You ain't kidding. I was like this the whole time.
we tried to pinpoint that thing after like the fourth episode.
I was trying. I tried, and I'm pretty good at it because I watch a lot of ID on Discovery. So when we watch anything like that, I'm always like, "Oh, it was I'm like the Clue person. I'm like, it was there was this one and that one, and they did it because of this, and I guarantee it's going to come out." And like even towards the end, when you think you still know what's happening, then you're like,
It totally flipped the script. So now there's a season 2 probably.
"No, there's not going to be." I heard,
Really?
yeah, because they don't know who did. They still don't know who it was.
Ah,
Like in real life, it's based on a true story. So in
yeah,
real life, they don't know who. You know.
yeah.
That's it.
That I tell you that pissed me off at the end.
I was like, "Ugh." I'm like, really? I mean, I looked at Rob and I go, so who's the watcher? Like, I'm so confused.
It was hard to follow. That was for sure.
But yeah, I like honestly, the Jersey Devil, I think was just over time it became this bigger, huger thing than what it was, and you know, I don't know.
We just grew up listening to the stories, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I've heard the stories,
they were rough.
and I just can't. I just think that that's what it was. I think it was this just legend that became, like everybody had that person in their town where you were afraid to go past their house because they were creepy
Oh
and this,
yeah, witches and things.
yeah,
Oh
and all
yeah.
this
Or you got the Hell's Gate in every state.
it's
Zozo.
just
Zozo, yeah.
I just think I think it's probably one of the only supposed cryptids out there that I think there's an explanation for, because there was a child born, and the child was deformed, and you know then all of a sudden it has wings and horns and it's the Jersey Devil. I mean,
It'd be
not all
fun to check it out though.
over time.
I think urban legends are fun to check out and
Urban
actually see
legends are cool. Urban
if
legends are cool.
if they work.
Yeah.
You know, we got one in Wisconsin. It's called the Bloody Bride Bridge. So with this bridge, supposedly you go on a Saturday, full moon. It has to be a full moon at midnight. Okay. And at this point, then like the fog is supposed to set over the top of the bridge, and you're parked. The fog sets over the top of the bridge, and next thing you know, the bride's in the back seat.
Did you try it?
I want to try it. We might try it one of these times, but then it's so with
Why?
her being in the back seat, supposedly she leaves a wet spot in your back seat.
If I only had a nickel.
Right. We have one in it's called the Echo Ghost. There's also Clinton Road. There's so many. The Echo Ghost is like around where the Jersey Devil would be, you know, near the Pine Barrens and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you have to go down this road. You got to turn your car off, beep your horn, do the lights. I'm like, that's just signaling some crazy lunatic that's in the woods that wants to come out and do something to you.
Well, the Pine Barrens has got a lot of haunted shit in that area.
There is. I mean, Batstow Village, Atzion Cemetery. I mean, they're
Remember that one thing I sent you with the house with the Pine Barrens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying that there's not weird shit
Right.
in the Pine Barrens. I think that there's also a lot of crazy people in the Pine Barrens.
Yeah,
and I say that respectfully. I'm just saying, like,
You better lock your doors now.
Right? I'm going to call Bill tomorrow and be like, yeah, the Jersey Devil exists.
Oh, shit. So, Bill, so on an investigation, what's the one thing that you really want to do that you really haven't done yet on an investigation, besides blow up dolls?
Yeah, the testes method.
Oh, the SS method?
Yeah,
Yes, we just did that.
did you?
I saw that done, which I thought was really interesting because it was better than just like the normal with like people sitting around. So it was a house and it had 4 floors, and they had put one person in the basement,
Mm-hmm.
and put one person on the 3rd floor. They both had headphones on, and they weren't blindfolded because they weren't around anybody else. They were by themselves, right? We were on the 1st floor. And to their microphones or whatever, they had speakers or whatever, Bluetooth, whatever, and we had the speakers upstairs with us. So they were asking questions, and I was writing down the one person's responses, and the girl next to me was writing down the person in the attic's responses. And when we were asking the questions, they were just, you know, how people do it. They just blurt out, you know, answers if they hear anything. And there were a couple of responses that were intelligent to the location.
Do they have blindfolds on though?
What?
Do they put on blindfolds when they do it? Okay.
Not with this way, because there was nobody else in the room with them. So it's not like nobody else could give them cues or anything. They weren't seeing.
Yeah, you guys are far separated. That's cool.
They were like I said, one was in the basement, one was in the 3rd floor. We were on the 1st floor. So like we weren't seeing each other.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The SS method you'll like.
It used to be like for psychics, you know, they cut a ping pong ball in half and, you know, put them over their eyes, and then have like a red flashing light,
Oh, really?
and then would have the white noise, and then you would try to communicate with that person to see if you could telekinesis.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That through there.
I think I've seen it a couple of years ago with people sitting in red rooms like that.
Yeah, like a red pulsating light or something, and it just gets their senses going. You know, if they have any kind of abilities at all, which I have nothing. So
We all got something, Bill.
We all
We
got
just haven't
something.
found it yet.
some of us close that shit out.
Yeah.
What is this? Rhinelander?
Oh, Rhinelander is that's in Wisconsin.
What is it?
It's I don't know. That one is. It's like a kind of like a creature type deal.
Like a Koopa, like what's that? Chupacabra?
Oh yeah, chupacabra.
Kind of, I would say. I don't know. She probably can explain a little more better than I can. That's something I hear so much of. I just kind of dismiss it because I look at so many other ones in the state. They
What
got
is
the
it?
one on. What's that?
I was like, what is it, Cindy? And,
Yeah.
don't let it in the house.
Right. I mean,
Yeah, there's like so many. Like
Mothman.
Mothman, which I heard is now moved into the Chicago area. So, but yeah, I mean, like the one in Bray Road, that's down by outside of Madison, I want to say, a little bit further out from Madison. That's kind of like, especially like a werewolf type deal that people are seeing creature wise.
Dogman. Yeah, that was werewolf.
Dogman, yep. Werewolves are supposed to be way up north, I guess. Dogman's around. Yep, absolutely. I think that's more of a southern thing to Dogman, I believe. I could be wrong.
I still wear my pentagram just in case there's werewolves.
Bring that silver bullet.
Yeah. They say the pentagram will protect you from them.
That's
And you know what?
interesting.
I've never gotten attacked by a werewolf, so that's saying something.
I got attacked by a cat. Does that count?
Cat.
because you got that creepy doll behind you. That's why.
Yeah, it's that dog.
You should
There
have.
we go. Hey, it's waving hi to you.
Oh,
He
wait,
said
I
he's
got
sending
my,
it to you.
wait, I have my co-host. Hold on. There he is. I haven't named him yet, but there's my co-host.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's
Got
funny.
Paranormal Brew hat on. And he
Well,
just-
that's Felix. I finally named her Felix.
Felix is a boy's name.
Yep. That's why I named her Felix.
Oh my goodness.
He's gonna murder him in his sleep one day.
You believe this? I think I'm going with Scully with this one.
Scully.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
So, Bill, at this stage of the game, do you still have a bucket list yet?
Man.
Put you right on the spot.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Carol said the Davises have a baby, but they're not sending out announcements.
She's talking about me. It's my sister.
So, no
I grew up
bucket
with-
list?
Wait,
I
who
don't
had a
really-
baby?
What's that?
Who
She's
had a
talking
baby?
about. I think she was talking about her parents had a baby and it was me.
Oh,
It's a live baby.
oh.
We used to scare the
This
shit out of
silly love
ourselves.
is so awesome, isn't it?
Yeah. Besides that, and Exorcist and all that, we got. Yeah. I don't know why we played with Ouija boards. Crazy.
I played one when I was 7. I had no idea what the hell it was.
I played with one and my mom freaked out, so I wasn't ever allowed to play with one again.
I'm tempted again, but I gotta make sure I go to a location that allows it and knows that somebody knows how to use it appropriately. Because I won't do it unless I know somebody does.
Holly Mullins.
Yeah, I know her.
I would trust her with it for sure.
Oh yeah, she
Hollywood.
knows a lot of stuff.
But it's weird how some of these locations they don't want you doing.
Yep,
Ouija
seances.
boards, yeah, crossing over. And,
We're actually gonna get a black mirror at the museum.
oh yeah.
Yeah, my friend Thomas Hunsker, he has these black mirrors that he makes.
I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, so he's got like a in his basement. He's got all these black mirrors that control the mirrors from different locations. He's got one at McIntyre Villa.
Oh, I want to
Um,
go there.
What's that?
I want to go. That's one of the places I want to go.
That's a cool place. He's got one at the Velisca Axmer House. He's got one at Melver Manor. What else? He had one at Sally's house, I believe, and he had to remove that one because people were getting weird with it. But yeah, the next one's going to be at the
Snorting shit off of it.
yeah, but at the museum. So with having that there, we'll definitely have rules in place with that, and stuff like that, so it doesn't damage the mirror and doesn't damage the place. So, but other than that, Taryn, you got any questions?
Well, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not being rude. I just couldn't. I can't reply via this way, so I had to go onto Facebook, and so I can reply
Oh,
to people. Somebody asked me a question about my co-host. Uh, um. So, Phil, I did miss the beginning of the show. I don't want to kind of like rehash. Somebody has a question. What do the Black Mirrors do?
so the Black Mirrors, what they do? Oh, a little unright. So the Black Mirrors allow you to kind of like just get in deep thought into the mirror and hope to
Scrying.
see scry in the mirror. Yes, scry in the mirror, seeing if you can see a spirit inside the mirror, and if that spirit comes towards you. And some call it a portal, uh, something like that. I mean, I don't believe it's a portal. I think it's just another way for you to communicate with spirit in a way. But there's also like you can, like it's scrying water is the same thing. Scrying tea leaves. It's just another form, but the mirrors are a lot bigger form. People use them more. That type of deal.
I know
So
Philip Wyatt does a lot of the water scrying. Do you know
yeah,
Philip?
and with these mirrors comes with a veil. So it's kind of like an on-off switch. So when you're done with it, you pull this veil over the top of it, and it shuts the mirror off.
Oh, that's
So
cool. That's a good idea.
so so Thomas has these in his basement, so he can control these mirrors to kind of like be on and off. So if like something's like, that's how he protects his mirrors from at these locations, that has that control with them. And one of the things is actually they're wondering if spirit from that location can actually walk into that mirror and go through the other mirror in a different location. You know, so that's one of those things they're kind of working on. But
Phil, what's your favorite type of evidence to get, or what do you think is what's your favorite?
I think EVP has always been my kind of favorite thing.
Yeah, me too.
The
That's my
audio.
yeah. Yeah, people
don't
don't
do it in the
understand
cemetery.
how hard it is
Yeah.
to capture pictures and video and stuff. I mean,
Oh,
it's
video is
very hard.
impossible.
It's very
It's,
hard.
Yeah,
it's impossible.
you get
So
that video matrixing going on, and then
yeah.
you see the thing that you don't want to see, or the unseen. Same thing with audio matrixing type deal.
You can have
Yeah.
audio matrixing, sure, but when you get
Yeah.
class A's or B's, even I mean, still that's good,
And the
Right.
video quality these guys are using, some of them are really bad. It's like, geez.
You're wearing a Deadlight shirt. What's that about?
Josh Binder.
But Josh Bender deadlights.
Oh,
This is the RR light. He just made this one custom. It's got I keep hitting this damn microphone. It's like a 60 watter,
holy moly!
and it has two banks of IR lights for my camera. The middle one is just a white light if I want to do like B-roll or whatever, and then these other two on the sides are like full spectrum lighting.
So it basically turns your camera into a full spectrum camera.
Well, if you've got
If you use the different colors, yeah.
yeah, the IR, I mean, doesn't mess up your shot, and I've noticed that the full spectrum, when I put those lights on, it doesn't mess up my shot, but everybody else can kind of see. Like if they're doing a Facebook Live and they just have their regular camera, they can kind of see.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mess up my shot because I like doing it in IR. I think you get the most anything in IR than you would full spectrum, but you
Right.
have those too. And this particular one has a button where it has pathway lighting, where it has two little LEDs on the bottom. So like when I'm going downstairs, I just hit the button and it shines down just enough to where I can see that I'm not
that's
going to
cool.
fall, but it doesn't mess up the shot either.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, he custom made it for me, and he hydro dipped them in different colors. You can get your team colors.
Well, that's cool.
I mean, and you can run over them with a truck, man. They're heavy duty. They're light. It's right on my camera. I don't know if you go look at some of the videos I made, but it's a big ass camera I got. I think.
He's got those nice Panasonic ones.
Yeah, it's
Linda's
freaking
asking
huge.
if you could only bring one tool with you while ghost hunting, what would you take?
I I would my camera because I can see in the dark with it, so that's why I love that camera.
Hmm.
So I
I
would
would
definitely.
I would take a recorder.
Quarter's probably the best thing.
Yeah. What about you,
I'll
BB?
I'll be different. I'll take my plasma ball.
Right, like plasma ball. I heard that thing sets off like REM pods and shit. I don't know if it does.
Well, it can. It will set off like your K2, so you have to be like
Oh,
8 feet
K2?
away from it, or else it will set off your K2
That's pretty
because the energy of the plasma balls are so wide.
cool. Uh huh.
It's
Well, that's cool. That's what you want, though. You don't want the.
right now. I also use table Tesla coils as well, and those are
Table what?
smaller. A table Tesla coil,
Oh, Tesla.
Tesla coil, not a Tesla coil. What did you just? Her mind's in the gutter already.
I thought you said something else. I was like, what?
It's a testicle thing.
I didn't say testicle.
It sounded like you said testicle. I was like,
Testes method.
coil. What? What the hell is a
The
testicle?
testy method, yeah.
I want to play with that. What's a
They-
testicle?
They sell them on Amazon.
But
He'll play with it on his fans only page.
but the Tesla coils are nice, but the energy is so much smaller, but it's very strong. We had a teammate of mine, actually at Melver Manor. He was in this tub where this lady supposedly drowned it, probably, and so he sat in this tub. It's empty, obviously, but he sat in this tub and he had the Tesla coil right up on the top where where he filled the tub at. So he had it on top there. What happened
Right
was,
next to the toaster.
yeah, right. So what happened is that he kept on going closer and closer and closer. It drew him in enough where he said he just want to put his ear right up on top of the thing. I'm like, you can't do that. You'll burn your ear off. But that's what he wanted to do. That's what drew him in. And after doing so, it took him 3 months to talk to me about it because it got him so weird with it. So the testicles can get you weird, I guess, because the lady, when I told him, okay, it's time to get out. So then the next lady that came in, that's another part of his team, she sat down in the tub and said, okay, my turn. You go and just kind of relax a little bit. Same thing. She started moving closer and closer, but she didn't get as far as he did, But her too, she got weird with it, It's like, this thing is weird. But that's what the testicles do. So, but the plasma ball is different. You just smell the energy coming out of that plasma ball. Get your mind out of the gutter.
I'm not the only one that thinks it. It sounds like you're saying testicles.
I'm not saying testicles. Tesla.
Well, that's something he might want to get close to. I don't know.
Well, and then you're saying she. You're like, and then she was getting close to the
She was getting
Joe.
real close.
Oh yeah,
to it.
she was. Yes, she was getting closer to it, but then she backed off.
Yeah.
So
Like the
it's a
chicken
funky tool to use.
I've never heard of it. You're saying Tesla?
Tesla, like Tesla the car, but Tesla coil.
I have a Tesla
a
microphone
coil.
I'm building.
Balls and testicoils. LOL. See, I'm not the only one.
I have a speech impediment, so leave me alone.
You were just saying, like, as he got closer to the testicles, and I'm like,
Yeah, he just wants them right there.
put his ears up to them, and then he got freaked out.
Yeah, it was funky. The night before we went to Melver Manor. He's a very big science kind of guy. So we were turning on the plasma ball, and we wanted to see how close we could get with our devices to see how much we're at what point it would set them off.
Okay, good.
So we did the same thing with the Tesla coil
Nice.
and see how far we could go. So it was a fun night of experiments.
was funny.
All right, Bill. So, what is the one object in the world you would never want to be haunted?
I would not want to be haunted.
You would not want to be haunted.
Oh, I wish my girlfriend wasn't haunted. I'm only saying that because she's in the chat.
Aw.
Uh,
You might want to be the one that you want to be haunted as your
That's right.
as your advantage.
if she's in the Tesla coil,
Well,
Tesla coils, it'd be good. That's a weird question, but I wouldn't want to be haunted. Yeah.
I usually use this one on the radio show. I do.
Yeah. What are the most common answers?
I said
Num-
I wouldn't want my car.
Number one.
The
Number
car?
one is toilet.
Yeah. I think it's too late for that.
And number two is car.
Yeah, I wouldn't want my car to be on.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Christine messed me
Christine.
up. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
that's
you. Thank you, Bill.
Great,
Christine
great.
messed me up. I don't want to
Great car though. Great
Yeah.
car. Mopar.
Right.
Not your home.
Not your home.
No,
True.
I saged the shit out of it.
No, I wouldn't mind if my house had a little visitor here and there, but I wouldn't want my car.
I would.
You would
So it
want
could
your
drive
car?
me places.
And then
And I would have to drive.
Kick back.
it
Kit-
freaks me out.
Kit
that
back. Be
cars-
like Kit.
Car-
Kit, take me wherever you want to go.
Kit's
Right.
different. If I could
I
have
know.
a Kit, that would be different. But Christine is a haunted car.
Yeah.
Kit was an intelligent.
I know.
piece of-
AI before our time.
But I would definitely. What you call it? What the hell was I gonna say?
One object in the world you don't want to be haunted.
No. I said car,
Oh.
but I said I wouldn't care my house. I forget where I was going with it.
There's Jesse.
Hey Jesse, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
He's the
So
one who got
on the
hammered
flip,
over there.
what's that?
So he's the one who got hammered over there at the. What was it? I guess it was at sanatorium. So in the Indiana State
okay.
Sanatoriums when he got hammered by that nurse.
Oh, yeah, it's the one you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Yes.
What did you already ask? Where it's the most haunted place that you've been, or the place that freaked you out the most?
Right across
No,
the
I
street
didn't.
from me is the that Chiefland Theater. We've done a couple lives from there, and we've investigated that a bunch of times. That's where I saw that apparition of that little girl. That's probably the coolest place I've ever been.
Hmm.
That's cool.
Lot
So
of
that's
stuff.
where's this at?
Tons of stuff. It's called the Chiefland Theater. Here in
Chiefland Theater.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Chiefland, Florida. Where I
Oh.
live. It's like right across the street.
See, you
Yeah.
left Jersey.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, without a doubt.
Lucky.
So if you're given a chance to investigate the Amityville Horror House, I didn't say horror.
with plasma balls and testicoils.
Because the whorehouse I've been to.
Would you want to go investigate it if you had the
Yeah.
opportunity to go into the house?
Sure. I'd go anywhere.
Do you feel it's haunted to this day, or do you feel like there's really nothing there at all? They're making something out of nothing.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff written about that one. But it's
Several
not-
movies, but they all have their different mixtures of their movies.
Wasn't the Warrens doing that one too?
Yes.
Yeah, they actually Carl Johnson Carl and Keith were the ones that initially took that case, and then they reached out to the Warrens.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. They're
and then they
demonologists,
reached
right?
out to the
Yep.
Warrens,
Demonologist.
Yes.
and then they
Yeah.
got them involved, but I had a conversation with Christopher Lutz, who's now Christopher Quarantino, and he believes that yes, there may have been stuff from what happened. I mean, there were how many people murdered in the house? Could there have potentially been some residual stuff there from that?
Houses have memories.
Right? But he said that his stepfather would go in the basement and do demonic, almost like
So is that what you call the Red Room?
in the basement, he was trying to conjure stuff up. He was, doing all kinds of satanic rituals and trying to conjure stuff up. So, he says whatever was there, I think was, if there was anything there when we moved in, I think that whatever he did is what created this big, huge thing. Now, they're out of the house. The people that live there now claim nothing goes on there. Do they claim that because they don't want the...
Yes, that's what I think. I think
Because you
stuff
get in trouble
still
if you-
goes on. They just don't want to say anything. They don't want to draw attention to themselves.
But who knows?
That's what I think. Instead to believe that John Ketchum, which was casted out of Salem, when and it was said that he's buried on that lot somewhere. So I'd be kind of curious, but keep this in mind that there was also another house on that lot before that one was built. They actually picked up that house and moved it 2 blocks away.
What's the scariest thing that happened to you during an investigation?
Probably just last week at the sanitarium when the bats were flying around and I got caught.
Look what Jesse just said. Bill isn't afraid of no ghosts, just bats.
Yeah, Jesse was there. We're like, screw this, we're out of here. Man, we got dive bombed. Then I ran into some wire that was hanging off the ceiling, and I thought he was like in my head, my hair and all that. It was just a wire, but man, I flipped out and I was like stumbling my words. I put a couple short YouTube videos on there if you guys want to watch them. You want a good laugh.
I love bats though, but when one's flying at me, I'm not.
Oh, we were getting dive bombed all night long. And
at the zoo, I'm fine. When you see them crawling around, and if I think it's so adorable that they crawl on the floor, and so I love them. I think they're adorable, but I would never.
Nope.
I had one flying at me, and I freaked out. I was like, because we were like, is that a shit?
With all that hair, yeah, you don't want to get that gets in there.
Nope, you can keep those tarantulas too. I don't like those things either.
One place Jesse and I went to that I don't think we weren't shown this part of the place in the tour. So we're like, where the hell are we? We're like, we're never been in there. It was crazy. There's shit everywhere. You can see it in the video, and the bats.
Well, I have to agree with Bill because when there's an animal like when we were at Hinsdale, I think it was a bear.
Oh shit!
I was
You sure it wasn't Dan dressed up as a bear?
Dan.
20 seconds I was in that house. Within 20 seconds, with a tear coming out of my eye and my butt cheeks were clenched. I was running so fast. That was the scariest thing I ever saw in my life. I was out.
Yeah.
I could see this Taryn running, sharting, and trying not to.
Oh no! I pushed my friends out of the way, and I was like George in Seinfeld when he was trying to get out of the nursing home.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
I was like, that's a bear.
Pushing crippled people down.
Oh yeah, I was out.
There, they ran over him.
Watch Dan will come in and say, Taryn, that was me.
I told Dan, I was like, I don't know what the hell. I said it was a bear.
Yep.
Are you sure? Unless it was a pukwudgie.
This thing was big.
Those little ankle biters.
I ain't afraid. I'm a runner.
And I'm going to tell you this right now. When I put my flashlight and I saw its eyes and it was moving towards me and I could see the eyes moving with the legs, it looked deep into my soul and it went like this. It went into my soul and went out of my soul, and I was in the house. You can hear the whole thing. My equipment was on my lap. It went flying everywhere. I didn't even care. I left it out there. I was out. My friends were like, oh, now we see what will happen. I said, listen, if one of you guys is running, I'm asking questions later. I'm running with you. You guys should have followed me. I said there's a bear. I was like, that's enough.
I tell you, I'd rather see a bear than be in a field full of ticks.
You would rather be that close to a bear?
Yes, ticks are not fun.
No,
Have you ever had a tick?
Yes. Ticks are not fun, but a tick can't rip my head off.
Well, you just gotta treat the bear nice. Gotta treat him nice.
What?
You gotta treat the bear nice.
No. I'm in the house. No way.
Good. Give me a high five.
Have you
I got meat over here, but give me a high five.
Have you ever seen seen that show Ghosts on CBS? It's funny. It's a funny show. It's cute.
No, my friends watch, but I haven't. No.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. I think it's so good. And one of the ghosts on there, she was like a hippie, and she saw a bear in the woods, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go give this bear a hug," and that's how she died because the bear, the
nice.
bear attacked her. But I was like, nope. Oh yes, I know. I love that show too. Yeah, it's such a good show.
I just saw that advertised. I was wondering what that was.
It's funny. It's
Yeah,
funny.
Jesse
And
don't like ticks.
um they're like all these from different eras. So there's like a Viking, there's someone from the British era, there's somebody from like the 70s, somebody from like, the
Oh.
1920s, and they're all in this one house together. And the woman, the wife and the husband that live there, the wife can see them and talk to them.
Hmm.
And it's really funny because they use the term when they go to wherever they go. If they settle whatever settlement they have, they call it sucked off. They go say, "Oh, they got sucked off."
That's sucked off.
Sucked off.
With
They don't know what
the
to call it.
testicle oil.
With his testicles, testicles.
With the balls and the testicles.
Oh boy, we're gonna get so
So it's
banned.
funny. I mean, it's a really Ragnar the Viking. Yes. Oh, I love that show. So the one lady, this one girl came back and she was able to go. She was able to get sucked off right away because she settled stuff forever. But one of the other ghosts hung on to her and said, "No, let me ride you while you're getting sucked off. I want to go too." So there's like some adult humor in there. It's really cute. It's such a good show.
Well, there goes our boosting for this show.
Exactly.
Hey, people like it. It's funny. It's entertainment. That's entertainment, paranormal entertainment to me.
So, Bill, do you have a location that you have investigated so much that you actually call it home?
The closest thing to me, I think, would be that Chiefland Theater, that and the old Gilchrist County Jail. I don't know if
Okay.
you've heard of the Gilchrist County
I
Jail.
think I have, but I'm not sure what state that's in.
That's here in Florida.
Okay.
That's like 15 minutes away. So they're like local haunts for me.
Mhm.
And then the graveyard across the street is, I got run out of there once, but that was weird. We went there and we did an investigation and we took a picture, and there was this light that I thought was, like from a horizon from an apartment building or something. And then I lightened up the picture, and then I could see it was actually coming from the middle of a gravestone.
Hmm.
So I'm like, well, what the hell is that? It looks like a light emitting from the grave. So like, we got to go back and check it out. So we went back to take the same exact picture of the stone, and it was just a beveled edge that was reflecting. So I
Okay.
kind of debunked that. I'm like, oh, well, shit, that's all that was. But
Right.
it looked weird because it was coming right from the gravestone, really strange. But then as we're walking back, we hear this. I heard this like growl, and then we could hear somebody coming up behind us. Like you could tell that the walking was like faster than what we were going. And
Hmm.
oh my god, I didn't have anything because I just went back just to snap that picture, and that was it. And I'm gonna get out of here because just that feeling,
Yeah.
was
You always
crazy.
got to trust your intuition and your gut feelings, whether it's because you
something's
just don't
wrong.
know. Yeah.
That and Bell Grove Plantation was really a nice location. We did that one. That and Hospital on Old College Hill. We did that one. The same one. But the Bell Grove, I think it was James Madison was was born there. Maybe it was Madison. James Madison.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that was a beautiful place. We had the whole place to ourselves. We got Phantom Smells there. Jesse got a really good EVP of some kid they called Jacob, but it was weird because it was more of an disembodied voice because we heard it and I heard it and I thought it was one of the guys, Craig. I'm like, okay, it's coming from that was him.
Mhm.
But it wasn't. And then we heard it again, and it was like in the fireplace. I'm thinking, well, maybe it's birds. And then I heard it over there. It was like it moved around the room, which was really strange. I think they got that on Facebook or YouTube.
Oh, that's cool.
It's bizarre. You could hear like a sigh, um, and setting off this EMF fox that they had built, and cat balls and things like that. They had it's just really cool. So that was a cool place. And I was in that. I thought the team was in this one area where I guess the slave master or whatever, his quarters. And I thought they were in there. I was like, well, I'll get my camera and I'll meet you guys over there. So I go in there and they're not in there. I'm like, well, they're not here. So I'll just sit down and kind of wait for them. Then the Ovilus started spitting off weird shit, like fear and all this. These weird, it was kind of getting on. I'm like, oh man, I don't really want to be in here alone. Then I hear all these weird knocks and noises, and I felt like something came up behind my chair and just rushed me, and just like shook my chair. And I'm like, that's it. I'm out. I'm going to find the rest of the crew. So I found them outside. Made him go back. We did get him. Jesse did get him to knock on commando, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
But I sometimes I get run out when I'm alone. I get scared, and I know I shouldn't. But
Dude, run!
I pulled it. I did it. I'm serious. I'll be the first one to admit it.
Definitely a runner.
I walked pretty fast away from a spot about a few weeks ago, but never ran.
Yeah.
You could, because you're running to a pole if you ran too fast.
Yeah.
I ran.
I try not to.
I ran. But I've never run from anything that I thought was paranormal happening. I thought the bear was coming at us. So
you just never know.
I was out.
Yeah, I'd be out too for that.
There's no way I would stick around. They're like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "It's a bear!" I'm like, running.
That's why I couldn't do.
I tested speed out, see if it could catch me.
I thought it was going to. Like when you're running up your basement steps when you're little and you think something's right behind you and you're just like going so fast.
You ain't gonna make it. Serpentine.
Times that by 5,000.
That's why I could never Bigfoot hunt, man. There's just so much shit out there. There's just no way.
Yeah.
Florida's got panthers and friggin' all kinds of shit.
Snakes, alligators.
Gators.
Yeah, you guys do have a lot more wildlife that's. Although I would like to see a panther. I think they're gorgeous, but I've
seen one.
Close to one.
I was sitting on my porch. I lived on this golf course, and I'm sitting there, and I have an outside cat who was just kind of chilling at the door, and I noticed her take notice of something, and then I see this thing walking like just beyond the hedges, and it looked weird, like cattle. You know what I mean? Like the back legs and stuff. It was a weird looking cat, but it's huge. And she was watching that thing. And then as soon as it got like behind the bush, my outside cat took off. It's like she knew, like,
wow.
Enough of this shit.
She didn't move until that was gone, and then she hauled ass. And I was like, that's the weirdest cat.
That was like me. That's probably what I looked like.
Yeah. The thing was huge, though.
How'd that go again?
Rotten, yeah.
I know. Listen, Linda. Listen. That was instinct. I ran.
You never run from a bear. Shit.
I ran. I wasn't sticking around.
Oh, that's funny.
Listen, Linda.
You run downhill.
So, Bill, have you been all over the United States, or just certain, like mostly like the southern half and the eastern half?
Well, I was Air Force, man. So I was everywhere.
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. I was an aircraft mechanic, so I was everywhere, and we did a lot of stuff in different states. California, I was in Okinawa. We used to do the caves in Okinawa, which is bizarre. Then you'd see like Japanese skeletons with the boots still on them, and guys would get the bayonets and things. They'd call it go caving.
Wow. Did you ever experience anything when you were down in those caves and stuff? And
no, well, we did. Well, there was like one night of the year or something that the Japanese people put out the food in the graveyards, and they have really cool graveyards over there.
Mhm.
and but they put out the food for their people, and I'm like, that's perfectly good food there. And we come out of the bar, and we're like, well, you would eat it. It was so
Right.
bad, you know.
Well,
But
I was kind of going. What this question is kind of like, where do you feel is like the most haunted half of the United States, or wherever you all you've been to?
That's a tough one.
yeah, this area here that I'm in is really weird because I got like the theater here, you got the jail. There's a lot of haunted like places around here, and like behind my house, I own like this lot and it owns half the railroad track, but the railroad track has been removed, so it's just like a trail now.
Hmm.
And that thing goes all the way out to like Cedar Key, um, where the Union Confederates and stuff. There's a lot of things there, and Indians. A lot of the Indians.
Right.
It's weird, man. It's like right behind my house. There's like this two jail cells, just two single jail cells. Nobody knows what who was in them. There's no records. It's on like City Hall property. So it's this weird triangular area right here.
Is it just
So
this? It's just the cells?
it's yeah, it's just cells there. I don't know if they off the train, if they put them in there from the train or
Oh
something.
wow.
Um, I went there and took some pictures, but I haven't really investigated them. But it's kind of small, but it's weird this area. If you look up the area of Cedar Key, there's like Indian mounds, shell mounds, ancient mounds, and I'm gonna get out there. There's an island which was the old Cedar Key that the hurricane had taken out, and they moved Cedar Key actually to another island farther inland. But you can still get there by boat, and I think it's a state park now. And they have an old cemetery, and some of the railroad tracks is there that the Union came in and blew up. But the railroad tracks went all the way out there, and it's just this is a weird area that I've been kind of
Drawn to?
researching. Yeah, probably drawn to it and researching it and going around. There's a connection to all of it. I think we've just got to try to put that puzzle together.
That's pretty cool. What
Yeah.
what a cool thing to have in your backyard.
And then May
That's what we
Stringer House
do.
that Jesse is. May Stringer, I don't know if you heard of that. That was on Kindred Spirits, I think, not too long ago.
Okay.
May Stringer House. They do ghost tours out of there a lot. That place is really that's got some spirits in it. My
Yeah, I
God,
think
I've
we made
been
it to
there a
like
lot.
season 3 of Kinder Spirits. I think.
I only watched the one really with May Stringer on it, but
I only watched the Gettysburg one.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Yeah, they
must
went to Farnsworth and they got a mirror out of the basement or something like that, or
Oh.
did something with the mirror. Like they thought that the mirror was kind of a haunted object in the place, and I think they deemed it as not paranormal. And I think the stuff kind of calmed down, but it was a good episode.
I've
Yeah,
seen
they-
you. I've seen you in Taryn and Gettysburg.
I'm all over Gettysburg.
I love
She
watching.
lives there. That's where a doppelganger is.
I've been trying to get there damn every year, but it just doesn't seem.
Dude, Bill, anytime you want to go,
It's
I don't
hard.
need an excuse. I'll meet anybody out there. I tell them all the time. I'll go to Gettysburg anytime.
I need to fly. I think I'm getting kind of old for the drive.
Hey.
Driving gets old.
But I don't think there's any real airports that are that close to Gettysburg, are there?
Yeah, Gettysburg Airport.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go. There's your ticket.
You tell me
Probably
when, I'll
so.
pick you up.
All right.
We'll go
That's a
run them
deal.
up and do some paranormal investigating throughout the fields. Now, right now, though, Little Round Top is
Awesome.
closed, which sucks. But
Why is it closed? Because of weather? Or?
renovations,
Oh.
and it's going to be closed for like 18 months.
Nope.
Very
That's gonna
depressing.
suck.
Yeah.
So, is there a location that you never go back to?
Never go back to.
Not because you were scared. It wasn't what it was set out to be. Maybe.
I don't think so. I think I'm down for anything. You never know, because I mean, I've gone to the same place like 3 times and not getting anything, and then the 4th you get all kinds of crap.
Right.
So it's kind of strange how that happens.
Locations can be misleading a lot.
Yeah, you really got to stick with one.
Yeah.
Get to the bottom of it.
That's what we do at the museum. I've been there 4 times now.
And I think the more you go to a place, the more the activity does increase.
Yeah, they get to know you and
Yeah.
open up. Like Jesse and Brooke from the Brooksville pit. I mean, they're really good. They do well.
That's what I was telling him is at the museum. Augusta does not like me at all. At all. This past weekend, she let me know right at the cemetery when we were by her gravesite, and at the museum. She says, "I fucking hate you."
That's what it was.
Well, offering.
Pretty much, pretty close. I mean, we did an SS method in Ed Gein's jail cell, and she came through and she goes, "Stop," and she's like, "I hate you.
Oh wow.
I do not like you." I kept on pushing a little bit, but tactfully.
So to bring her a doll or something.
I'll bring her Felix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bring her that doll.
I thought about bringing my ventriloquist dummies, like 1 or 2 in locations, and see if they can get jumped by something.
Can you do that?
I would think they would.
No. Can you can do that ventriloquist thing?
Oh no, I just have them.
Oh, that's so creepy.
See, I
Yeah,
asked
they
if
are
he watched
creepy.
Dead Silence.
I'm not a doll person, and I think dolls like that are creepy. Like
No, the
they have, like-
mannequins are definitely creepy,
oh,
or the ventriloquist dummies.
Yeah, they're bad.
this is as close as I get to anything.
Hey, Taryn, have you seen Dead Silence?
Who, me or
Yeah,
no?
Dead Silence. Have you seen it?
No,
Challenge for you.
no.
Go
What
see it.
is it about? I'm not going to just go watch something.
Ventriloquist.
I was mad at my friend.
I'm not gonna take your advice.
Come on, have I led you wrong any time before? I don't think I ever threw out a challenge to you before, have I?
Dead silence.
Dead Silence. You gotta go watch
What's
Dead
it?
Silence.
What's it about? Dummies?
Ventriloquist dolls.
Yeah, no. I'd have
Come
nightmares.
on.
I would have nightmares. Let me fit Scully up here a little bit. He's like slouching a little bit.
Well, I pretty much got one more question, unless anybody else has got any more questions, because we're actually way over time here. We're like 9:30 already.
Dang.
So the question I have, this has been, like I said, this has been an awesome interview.
No, thanks.
And so today with the audience in chat, what's the one message that you want to leave with the audience that say, hey, Bill said this in this one show? What do you want to leave with the message?
Message Bill said, "Yeah, go ahead and run from bears." I would go ahead and do it, 'cause I know I would do it. Run from anything.
Yeah, trust your instincts.
Yeah, set up a static
Paranormal
cam.
wise.
Just set up-
Paranormal wise.
You don't have to be there. Just set up the static cam and let it go.
Yeah, I agree.
Sounds
with
good
that.
to me.
I concur.
And make sure you sage yourself when you're done. For sure.
Right?
Protection. That's something I'm terrible at. Do you guys do any protection at all?
I did it once. Actually, no, wait. I did it twice.
Twice.
I was pretty. I think I was pretty awful to a principal at for our school. I think we were really like jabbing him pretty good with stuff, and I was like, because we were in his office and we are trying to get him to talk. I was like, hey, I like your table here, you know, like I'm gonna take your table and take it home with me, or you know, stuff like that, and saying, you know, start taking stuff and bring it home with us, and he got pretty irritated with me, and yeah, after that, I think he locked me in his office. He did. I couldn't get out.
Dang.
And yeah, it was goofy. So at that point, I went to my friend Cynthia. I was like, hey, Cynthia, you might want to sage me before I go home today.
Right.
And then the last time we were at Edinburgh Manor, which was in October 14th, I think is when we went. That was my first time at Edinburgh Manor, and that place was crazy. And then the following night, we went to Broadhead Manor, which is in Broadhead, Wisconsin. Awesome place. You got to get there, Bill. Yeah,
Bring me up.
and that's the one where we all like saying, okay, that's Cat Armstrong, William Armstrong from Paranormal Exposures. She's like, hold on, before we go into Bill's building, we're gonna all sage ourselves. We're gonna sage the equipment because you don't want nothing come from the manor to come to this manor, So we did that for a good half hour before we actually went into that one. That was the only 2 times.
Yeah, I'm bad at that stuff. Like I'm not good at remembering to do that.
So, but yeah, that's
Yeah, I
about
guess
it.
I'm thinking we were, we had so much shit. Thank you. We had so much shit attached to us. I think going all those different places in such a little time, The other ghosts
Yeah.
are probably
Right.
like, let's stay away from these guys. They got shit.
Yeah,
on
right.
them." From the sanitarium. Yeah.
That's funny.
You got to check that show out on CBS though.
I'll have to check it out.
It's really funny. It's funny. I love it. It's in its 2nd season and it's a great show.
So, any more last questions before we
Do
end
you
the
have
show?
anything coming up, Bill?
Oh, yes, that's right. I always forget that.
What do we got coming up? I'm going to be on Justin Brown's show here pretty soon. I was supposed to be Wednesday, but I had to cancel, so I'm not sure. But I'll be on that here pretty soon.
Any
and then-
investigations or anything? Or
Just May Stringer this Friday.
Mhm.
We'll be helping them do a group investigation there. It's a dual investigation. They have the May Stringer house, and then they have like a train depot, an old train depot. And
that's fun.
run both locations. Yeah, but got some pretty good stuff in those. There's some videos online I did of just like a walkthrough of the May Stringer. But it's a cool place. We'll be doing that Friday.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. How about you guys?
Oh,
Yeah, I got one more next month. Again, I'll be at the Westchester County Historical Museum again for the last time of the year before February comes, where they have like a Valentine's event. Yeah, and then after that, we're shut down until February. So just at one time, and so then from there, I'll be on here most of the time. My radio show right now is on hiatus till February, so that's about it.
yeah, I'm booked with Paranormal Brew. I'm booked into February now. And with all the events coming up, there's so many.
Yeah, we got the holidays too.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw a damper in it.
Yeah, like come January, in January, our first investigation is at the Hell House, the Waldorf Estate.
Oh, nice.
That's going to be our first, and then we have Shanley Hotel, and then there's going to be some more in there that I'm working on. I don't know when we're going to be able to get in, but there's the Old Columbus Inn in New Jersey, and then also Bird Mansion in Birdsboro, Pennsylvania. Those are 2 places that we're looking at, and I already went out to and stuff, and we're kind of working out the details with that. But, oh my gosh, the Gettysburg Bethel Bash and Para-Unity Expo in New Jersey that comes up every year. That's definitely then the Hell House Paracon. That's in September.
Did you ever see that movie Hell House
I did not.
with Roddy
I have.
McDowell?
I
That's
won't.
a great-
I will. I don't want to watch it before I do the investigation. I
That's
want
a
to watch
great
it.
movie.
I'm going to watch it after.
That's an awesome movie.
I'm going to watch it after because I don't want to see anything about it before I go.
She wants to go in cold
I do.
instead of hot.
Yeah. Coming in hot. Psych.
All right.
It's cold.
So this has been a fantastic, Bill. Thank you for coming on today. Greatly
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it. Absolutely. I'll have you back on again and talk some more about your investigations that you have got coming up after a few months down the road. So with that, that's Taryn. That's Bill. And I'm Darren. You have been watching the Paranormal Brew and the BB3 TV networks. Also, if you don't have Facebook, you can also join us on the MGS Paranormal YouTube channel. We're all on at the same time. So with that, I thank you all for joining us tonight, and hopefully you guys have a good rest of your night and the rest of your week. And I bid you do. So long, everybody.
Bye.